A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
An empty plastic bottle would give you 50 cents. A soda can, 60 cents. A used food container, 80. Wondering why I know this? Because that's my job. I am a trash picker at my school.
Harry, the trash prince is on a roll today. And how is your trashy affair with Bella coming? She lets you kiss her with that stink?
Their words don't bother me. They don't know why I do what I do. And my secret. I edge close to my class when I hear Bella and her friend talking.
You can't be serious, Bella. You want me to break up with him for you?
I would do it myself if his poverty didn't give me the creeps.
You are unbelievable.
I come face to face with Bella's friend. She knew I heard the conversation and couldn't meet my eyes. She hands me the new phone I bought for Bella and walks away. I saved for months to buy her this phone. I walk down the empty corridor with a heavy heart, pick the phone out of the box, slip my SIM in, and switch it on. When... Harry Parker, you have passed the poverty test? You are now the heir to Parker family's billions worth of assets?
If Harry is a billionaire, why does he work as a trash picker? What is his big secret? Why did he not reveal his billionaire status to Bella? To know more, listen to the audio series Destiny Reloaded, only on Pocket FM.
Presentation. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody out there in Turn 200 Land. Welcome back to our coverage of the Mission Art Challenge Sunday Top Split Strength of Field broadcast. It's week number 2 of season number 2 of 2024, and it is here at Autodromo Nacional Monza. It is the Monza Grand Prix circuit. This actually might be the first time, now that I'm thinking about it, that we have Monza proper on the channel. Most other times It has been Monza combined that we have featured in here with a varying amount of chicanes, but the Monza Grand Prix circuit proper here on the channel for the first time in Turn 200 history. Welcome in, everybody. I am Tommy Cook. I am manning the controls myself today. Matt Williamson had something very important come up late, so he will not be here for either of the action-packed races that we've got for you today. More on that in a second. I do want to mention that the Thursday top split race here seemed to be a bit chippy. Long straights here, lots of drafting opportunities. It's going to keep the field as a whole in it for longer today than it normally would. So, going to be interesting to see how this one unfolds. There was certainly a lot of chaos and calamity that ensued here at Monza on Thursday, away from the broadcast. Plenty of chaos and calamity last week at Okayama as well. Of course, JJ Wang, the two-time defending series champion, got the win. He found himself in the opposite situation he was in last time that we were at Okayama. Found himself making the contact on the final lap that sent then leader Jonathan Oshalem off and into the barriers. Wang still technically led every lap that race, but Oshalem was ahead when the contact was made. So Oshalem back in the field today. JJ Wang has been away for most of the week, but he is back today as well. And a full field of, I believe, 24 drivers that will take to Monza here this afternoon. And the Monza party does not stop here, by the way. We are racing the Monza Oval at the top of the next hour in the Mission R, in the Porsche Mission R. It is a new thing that we are calling Mission O. Mission O for the first time right after this at the top of the hour, whatever the hour is next for you. That is when we will be back live for a doubleheader event here today at Monza with the Porsche Mission R. Got just a couple seconds left in qualifying. Hello to Good Leaf Archives for hanging out with us already. Appreciate you, and looking forward to what this race has in store for these drivers. As qualifying is wrapping up, it's time to get to the starting grid. And the aforementioned Jonathan Oshalem will be on the pole after the contact last week with JJ Wang. So it's Oshalem leading. Olivia Hayward also on the podium last week at Okayama. And then JJ Wang, last week's winner, the two-time defending series champion. Piers Berry will line up on row number 2 on the outside. Connor Pearson is back, I think, for the first time since he won the Season 1 opener at Alton Park. He will line up in 5th next to Henk-Jan Stedeker. Indica Scarlett, second in the points coming into today. Ella Spice, James Watson, and Javier Mascara is here. Javier will line up in P10. Casey Knight, Rebecca Davin, Felix Hank, Rebecca Light, then on row number 7. Alexander Cattermole, Adrian Johansson, Jamie Carrascosa, thank you. Logan Wade, Gerard Boldew is back, and Sean Bowman round out the top 20. Sullivan Prelowitz, Jan Boren, Virginia Prieto, and Antonio Karamarkov are the 24 starters here this afternoon. We'll get you a look here at the field. This is Jonathan Oshalem at the head of the starting grid. High above here. As we're waiting for the green lights to come on. They should come on in about 30 seconds or so. Rooting for Indica Scarlett today, yep. P7 start for Indica. Excited to go back and watch the VOD later on after all the madness has subsided for the day. Getting ready to get this one underway. Oshalem looking for some redemption.
Green flag.
And we're underway. Heading into Prima, chicane number 1. Oh, big stack ups further back, I think. Multiple contacts. And the contact's still going on here. Is everybody trying to navigate through the first chicane? Around the big curve. Oshalim's still leading. That's JJ who has jumped up to second. Hayward back to third. Oh, and more problems. That's a spin for Gerard Boldew. Others will get a piece of it. We're going to let the first couple laps play out before we get some replays in. Oshalim, Wang, Hayward, Pearson, and Piersbury, the top 5. As we're into Ascari. Look at that. JJ make a move into Parabolica, not this time. So Oshalim will see his first time out front here on a Sunday top split. At least his first official lap led in that regard. He was the leader for one corner last week at Okayama before things went quite literally sideways. JJ. Great run here through the Prima chicane. Try and take it around the outside, setting up for chicane number 2. And he'll take it. What a move around the outside, and that opens the door now for Pearson to look underneath and take the spot from Olivia Hayward. Piersbury going to do the same now as well. Through Delesmo. Hayward has dropped 2 spots on this lap. Oshalim has fallen back to second now, maybe under fire from Connor Pearson. For the back, that's Indica Scarlet making a look at least on Henk-Jan Steneker. But Hank trying to make the move on Hayward. Nothing going just yet through Ascari. So JJ Wang now the race leader. Scarlett here on driver's left. Oh, and Scarlett going to go wide, trying to make the pass on James Watson. Watson will hang on for 7th. As Pearson and Oshalim drawing nearer together here for P2. Pearson thought about making the move here into the second chicane, but thinks better of it. Will stay tucked in line. It's Wang, Oshalim, Pearson, Berry. Oh, and I think Henk-Jan Steneker has gone around into the chicane, and he has. So he will bring it back onto the track. He's dropped now down to 10th. Lots to sort through here, and the top 4 are still pretty close together, so I'd hate to run off to a replay at this current moment. JJ told us after the win last week that he talked to Jonathan and at least attempted to smooth things over. So whatever work he did on that end probably will determine how he's feeling right now with, again, Oshalim right behind him. Jonathan's got his hands full right now with Connor Pearson, though. Pearson is looking to go big here. JJ starting the snake. Oshalim going to pull out to the left. JJ has experience in this chicane here on the channel. We ran the Monza combined layout in the ASRL Sports Car Championship. JJ got rooted out of the way on the final lap to lose a GT4 race here. No such contact yet, but here it goes Oshalim again, trying to take the inside into that second part of the chicane. Doesn't work. JJ maintains the top spot. Oshalim. Oh, and that is Connor Pearson going for a spin. And he is not going to be able to find a good place to pull back on. Loses 2, 3, 4 positions. 5, 6. A lot of spots there. Pearson now outside of the top 10. So it's J.J. Wang, Jonathan Oshalim, Pierce Berry, Olivia Hayward, and now Ellis Spice up 3 spots to 5th. James Watson up 3 spots to 6th. Indica Scarlett, holding serve in 7th. But Javier Mascara, who I don't think we've seen on the Sunday Top Split for the Mission R Challenge before. He's a driver of the Daredevil Series, I believe won at this track, in fact. Or rather, the Monza combined without the first chicane layout here on the channel before. So it's exciting to see Javier back. For third, Hayward with a peak at least. John Schneebel riding the bus back home from the airport. AJ Coley hanging out with us as well in the chat. Hello to both of you. I'm sure it's probably more fun driving this track especially than watching it, but happy you're here nonetheless. Closing in on the halfway mark of this race already. Wow, that was a lot of smoke there, and I think that was James Watson that went for a spin into the second chicane. Got a little more separation up front, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that one to start. That's James there, yeah, piled into the back of Ellis Spice. We're going to go back live because all of a sudden Jonathan Oshalim had a look for the lead on J.J. Wang. J.J. able to fend him off, but these two are driving each other ragged here. That gap closed in a hurry. This goes to show, never show a replay. Things always happen when you pull up the replay. JJ weaving hard, trying to break the toe down this long straight. Oshalim not going to send it just yet. Already seems to be a great deal of urgency. Only halfway into this race. Top 4 breakaway. Mascara, I think, just had an off track, but he did not lose any positions. We are weaving every which way. Oshalim pulling ahead here. Hard to tell from the head-on angle, but he is the leader right now and is clear of JJ. Yes. Oshalim back to the point. Barry out to his right. Try not to make any contact and will, but how about Pierce Barry now? Up to second. So JJ from first to third in less than a lap. Yes, indeed. Fantastic stuff as always. It's what we've come to expect anytime JJ's in the mix up front. Olivia Hayward as well. Jonathan Oshalim has been fun to watch these last couple of weeks as well. And anytime we could sneak Piers Berry in to a fight for the top spot as well. You really got the ingredients for some great battling. And a good track to boot here in Monza. JJ fading a bit, almost a second behind Piers Barry, as Barry now searching around. Looking to see if he could find his way to the point for the first time today. JJ running Ascari wide. Seems to be the theme of late. After his spin, Connor Pearson is gaining on James Watson, another driver who's had some difficulties. And Pearson able to make that pass for ninth. It's two drivers that are on the march and probably a little bit angry with themselves after unassisted spins. Jonathan Oshalim. Pulled a big gap there out of Ascari, and I think JJ just led Olivia Hayward out into the gravel as well. Monkey see, monkey do. It's easy to do. Crack at the throttle before they even get into the braking zone there. For real life, that would be the point where they are testing the brake pedal to make sure it's actually going to slow down the car if they need to throw the parachute out. You see it there in the top left. Under 5 minutes to go. Urgency is high. JJ sort of left Olivia Hayward out, at least for now. Oh, it seems like we've just had a big crash somewhere. Logan Wade and Jimmy Carrasco, or Carrascora, excuse me, had an issue at the same time. Problems for Sean Bowman. Oh boy, he has lived that around in a big way. He was one that had problems on Thursday as well. Jonathan Oshalim, a little bit of draft manipulation there, trying to bring this one home. Just a couple of laps time. It's about a half-second gap back to Piers Berry. Another 0.8 from Berry back to J.J. Wang. With the gap shrinking. JJ got to be flirting with the incident limit at this point. I mean, he's dropping a wheel a lap, if not more. He is pushing hard to try and get himself back up into the mix. Meanwhile, this is Ellis Spice and Javier Mascara. Mascara tracking down Spice, trying to get himself into the top 5. Berry continues to inch his way closer and closer to Jonathan Oshalim. They just look like one car there. Mascara behind Spice. We don't have any camera angles apparently down that straight that aren't just head on. So that's as good as it's going to get. Here's Berry again. He's going to throw a pump fake in there. Spice and Mascara side by side into the chicane. That's not easy to do. And they're still going to be side by side. Mascara might finally prevail here as we go back up front. Berry again within a car length. These two have left J.J. Wang behind to the tune of about 2 seconds. Here we go. Berry. The moves are starting to get more aggressive here on what will be the final lap. A last-ditch effort inbound from Piers Berry, trying to wrestle the win away from Jonathan Oshalim. It's not going to happen. Zeros on the clock. Checkers is waving at the line, and it's redemption for Jonathan Oshalim. He will take the Sunday Top Split Strength of Field race here for the Mission Art Challenge at Monza. Oshalem the win, Barry in second, Wang in third. And through the bollards he goes. I think he still managed to hit a couple of them. We're going back for the oval here? Is that what's going to happen? Or are we just going for donuts in general? Maybe the TC's a little bit too high to whip some donuts. But regardless, congratulations to Jonathan Oshalem on a great recovery drive after what happened last week. I'm sure we'll talk about that momentarily if Jonathan's in the Discord. Regardless, it's time to now get a full field rundown. After 20 minutes here in Monza, Oshalem, Barry, and Wang, the top three. Hopefully we'll talk to all three of them momentarily. The fourth place finish for Olivia Hayward. Javier Mascara will round out the top five. Ella Spice will slide down to sixth there on the final lap. Innika Scarlett will finish P7. Connor Pearson in eighth. Hank Jan Steneker in ninth. And James Watson will round out the top 10. Felix Hank in 11th. Rebecca Davin in P12. 13th place for Alexander Cattermole. Adrian Johansson in 14th. Virginia Prieto in 15th. Rebecca Layton in 16th. Gerard Boldu. Jan Boren. Jamie Carrascosa, I want to say that correctly because I did not say it correctly just a minute ago. Jamie in 19th, Sean Bowman in 20th, Sullivan Prelowitz in 21st, Logan Wade in 22nd, Casey Knight and Antonio Karamarkov, I don't think made the start here today. Regardless, 24th place. Credit to Antonio. And that is the full finishing rundown here. As we will get to podium interviews. I think JJ and Jonathan just pulled up at the same time, so we'll be guaranteed at least a couple here. We'll go ahead and pull in your third place finisher first, JJ Wang, back on the podium here today. Congrats on the podium.
Yeah, thanks, Tommy. Hard to. I'll be honest. I'm a little disappointed by that, but I didn't really know what my expectations were. I was away all week for a work conference, and I literally just got a flight back last night, so not a lot of practice. Although, realistically, I'm not sure how much more pace I had. Piers and Jonathan were really fast up front. So, yeah, I mean, I'll take a third. I think it's important that I kind of stay in front of Olivia, especially given that today's split was the money split for the rest of this week.
I mean, you've got experience with the car. You've got experience, at least a little bit. I have the evidence on this track. I mean, how much do you actually need time in the car at a specific track to really completely meld it together? Because it seems like, for not being around all week, you got the fundamentals of it down pretty well.
Yeah, that's just the mammoth of experience that I have behind me, pushing me kind of ahead. Realistically, it's honestly, it's just kind of being comfortable with the weight of the car going into the entry of the corners. That was my Achilles heel today. In general, I had like the exits down. I know I made a mistake exiting Ascari, and then Jonathan got by me, but I was still like in the train, and then I started falling back because I didn't have as much confidence on entry as I usually do in the corners. So it's hard to say. It depends on the track. Some tracks you meld quickly. Other tracks you might need more practice. But I would say that if I'm weak at any track, it's because I'm not as comfortable, with entry in this car.
Well, congrats to the podium. People you want to shout out or thank here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you, the broadcast, for kind of continually covering this. It's really rejuvenated kind of the split in general. We get some people leave, but we get new people coming in. So it's really nice to see kind of fresh blood kind of from season to season. Makes the championship kind of exciting. Yeah, I'd like to thank my team. Casey unfortunately had an emergency stop, so she wasn't able to run to the end. But big thanks to James, big thanks to Hankian, for kind of giving it a coming out. Big thanks to the whole community, and I just want to say I'm looking forward to the first Mission O round.
Yes, absolutely. That is certainly going to be something. But we'll look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, go relax for a little bit and celebrate the P3.
Thanks so much.
Yes, indeed. JJ Wang, a busy boy here this week. No Piers Berry from the looks of it, so we're going to pull in your race winner, Jonathan Oshalim. Congratulations, especially how things ended up last week. I'm sure it feels especially good to get it done here today.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, this is my second race I think in this series, so it was a lot of fun too out here. But yeah, it was great to finish it off this time.
And yeah, this is one of the tracks with the draft in play. The draft dynamics, I'm sure, down those long straightaways served to work against you there for a little bit, but you took full advantage of it when you were finally able to set up a pass through Ascari there and get around JJ Wang for the lead.
Yeah, the draft kind of kept us all together, which makes it more fun, but also tougher to stay ahead. But yeah, no, it was good. I was able to hold them off there at the end too.
And you said this is your second race in the car. What's the learning curve been like here with the Mission R?
I think the hardest thing is just the qualifying, being more power. Last week I was kind of surprised by that, even though I practiced it, but it's just a little different driving. So when you get into the race, your driving style is different than qualifying, I think is the hardest thing. So the first couple laps I'm always a little bit slow, but I'm getting used to it.
Well, congrats on the win. It's great to get to talk to you this week. Anybody you want to shout out or say hello to?
Just I guess my teammates at JO Motorsports and my Maconi team as well.
Alrighty, partner. Congrats on the win. First of many here, hopefully, with the pace you have. I don't doubt that. So we'll be talking to you again here soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, so as JJ mentioned, this is not our last race of the day. If you missed it, we are taking the Porsche Mission R that you see right before you right here. Not all of them adorned with Pikachu liveries, but some of them will be, I'm sure. And we are taking it to the Monza Oval, starting in about 20 minutes or so. Broadcast should be on in about 25 to 30 minutes. So if you're somebody that's on your way home and you want to race in the Mission O from the Monza left-turning oval, your opportunity is soon approaching. We'll hope to see you there for the Mission O, and we'll save some of the regular outro stuff for that broadcast as well. But do want to say hello to everybody that was watching if we didn't get around to you. I know we said hello to Goodleaf and AJ Coley and John Schneebel, and I think that was all that was hanging out with us here today. So thank you to you, and hopefully we'll see you again here in just a few minutes. But for everybody with the Mission R community, for the GOAT, Mr. Matt Williamson, wherever you are in the world, and my name is Tommy Cook. Until we meet again, we're saying so long from the Monza Road Course, where Jonathan Oshalim is a winner here in the Mission R Challenge Top Split Strength of Field broadcast. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.